All right, in today's explainer, we're going to tackle a huge shift that's happening in software development. It's a solution to a problem that's been bubbling up for a while now. Developers are feeling totally and completely overwhelmed. The solution is called platform engineering, and honestly, it might just be the future of how we build great software. So, what's the core problem here? Well, in modern software, the pressure on a single developer to be an expert in, well, everything has really hit a breaking point. This feeling of it's too much is the real driving force behind this whole movement. But you gotta ask, how did we even get here in the first place? To really understand why this is happening, we need to rewind a little and look at a really popular and totally well-intentioned idea that has pretty much dominated software for years. It's something called shift left. Now, the goal of shift left was actually simple and really smart. Find and fix problems as early as you possibly can. I mean, tackling security and testing right at the start should save a ton of time, money, and headaches down the road. In theory, it's a fantastic idea, but yeah, it came with a pretty big hidden cost. And that cost was just massive cognitive overload. Instead of just focusing on writing amazing code, developers were suddenly expected to be experts in this dizzying array of different domains. We're talking container orchestration with Kubernetes, complex networking concepts, multiple cloud providers, even the basics of machine learning. It's just an unsustainable amount of complexity for any one person to handle. So this developer burnout obviously couldn't last. It created the need for a totally new approach. It's kind of a counter movement, not to replace shift left, but to actually make it sustainable. And this new idea is called shift down. And right here, you can see the two philosophies side by side. The difference is night and day. While shift left just kept piling more and more responsibility onto the developer, shift down does the exact opposite. It takes all that gnarly infrastructure complexity and moves it away from the developer, putting it onto a dedicated platform instead. And this is where we finally get to the formal practice of platform engineering. It's all about designing and building what's called an internal developer platform, or an IDP. This platform provides standardized tools and these amazing things called golden paths that just make developers' lives easier. The whole point is to let them do their best work without getting bogged down by all the plumbing. So that sounds great in theory, but what does it actually look like in practice? Well, it all starts with building something called an internal developer platform, or IDP for short. The best way to think about an IDP is as a product that the platform engineering team builds. And who are their customers? The developers themselves. It's basically a self-service hub that gives them everything they need to build, deploy, and manage their apps without having to become infrastructure gurus. And this right here, this gets to the absolute heart of the IDP, the whole concept of golden paths. So for example, instead of a developer having to figure out how to set up a new microservice from scratch every single time, with its database connection, logging, monitoring, the whole shebang, a golden path provides a pre-configured template. It's like a well-paved, fully supported highway where doing the right thing is also the easiest thing. Now, building a platform like this isn't some chaotic free-for-all. There are actually structured models out there, like this one from AWS, that show a really clear journey. You start with the basics, like building a secure landing zone with guardrails. Then you advance by automating your infrastructure using infrastructure as code, which lets you manage everything with config files. And finally, you excel by adding super sophisticated features like automated identity management and anomaly detection. This brings us to the people who are the architects and really the caretakers of these platforms, the cloud platform engineers. They're the ones who make all this magic possible. So what does a platform engineer actually do? Well, their job is this fascinating blend of architecture, security, and operations. They're the ones designing the platform, working closely with developers to make sure it meets their needs, embedding security right from the start, and, of course, keeping the whole system running smoothly. And to pull this off, they need a really powerful combination of skills. Obviously, deep technical expertise in cloud services, containers like Docker and Kubernetes, and automation tools is a must. But what's just as important are the soft skills, great communication and teamwork, because their main job is to serve and empower other teams. Okay, so let's get to the bottom line. Why does this matter so much? Why is this such a big deal? Well, the rise of platform engineering isn't just some small tweak. It's having a massive impact on how software gets built and delivered. And look, this is not just some niche trend for a few tech companies. According to Gartner, by 2026, a huge majority of large software companies, we're talking 80% of them, are going to have dedicated platform teams.
This is fast becoming the new industry standard.
And when you look at the payoff, it's easy to see why. It makes development way faster and more secure, but I think the most crucial thing is how it improves the day-to-day experience for developers. By slashing that cognitive load, it frees them up to focus on what they do best, innovate and build incredible products. Here's a fantastic way to think about it. If the platform is the highway system, you still need a map and a GPS to get around. That's observability. It's the real-time data that helps you understand exactly what's happening and spot roadblocks before you crash right into them. And all this leaves us with a really provocative question for the future. Is the ideal developer no longer the person who knows a little bit about everything, but actually the person who knows how to leverage the perfect path? The industry seems to be shifting away from rewarding individual heroics and moving towards enabling collective efficiency, all of it built on a solid foundation of these well-paved golden paths.